recording? Ba, ba, ba.
I am recording. Ba, ba, ba.
I am recording. Ba, ba, ba.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 603rd episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Hannah.
I am here. Yep. Hello.
Greg is also here.
I am also here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome back to the smooth sounds of Jazz 104.
Dang, the old jazz station. Okay, we have a episode for y'all today. We're going to start off with some Sleep and some Go, and then after the break, there is some pretty exciting Unite news, I think. And then there was finally the Scarlet and Violet patch happened, and then we're going to end with the Pokemon Company hating me and releasing more products that I have to buy. So that's this episode. Let's start off with Pokemon Sleep. Hannah gave up on it. She's done.
I did not.
Good job. Congratulations. You're free. Hooray.
I've picked it back up this week. I have fed my Pokemon at least once per day every day this week, and I don't think I've missed a sleep day either.
All right.
But I did realize why I realized why it's falling off for me. I realized the one thing that is just keeping me from getting into it every week. I wish that we were actually able to choose the island ahead of time, like on a Sunday, and know what food and what berries you are going to be using for the next week. Because every time it goes into a Monday and I choose an island, and then it gets halfway through the day before I can plan out a full team for the new island, I feel like I've lost time with a non-optimized team. And then it just continues being more time with a non-optimized team because I've already lost that time, and why should I fix my team if I've already lost the time?
Hey, you don't let your team just be suboptimal. Let follow what your heart says. Like I got a shiny Ghastly. I made it a shiny Gengar. Does it work? Heck no. Do I have it out so I can watch them walking around going, bah? Absolutely.
I just want to be able to concretely plan.
Yes. It's a bad shiny.
Well, like Snowdrop and the beach and the
berries are all set, but the meal types aren't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I wonder if because that is both a bummer and exciting for me on Monday to be like, okay, where are we going? What Pokemon do I need to switch out? Am I leveling up anything? But it is like that first meal. You're like, oh, nothing is optimized because I'm still in the process of switching.
It just makes me feel like I'm already behind.
I do wonder if there are people who are like, this is my beach team and I'm going to the beach next week. And so I'm going to change it Sunday night before I go to bed. So then when I wake up, the beach team is ready to go. Because after your final meal, you don't really need anything anymore.
You don't, but I feel like it's better to change it the morning of Monday. I just want to be able to have a team ready for that so that your last team is all rested and fresh HP and you can put them in the box all healthy instead of all drained.
I just like the fact that everybody now gets a drink or a dessert when I make it. I'm making it for everybody on the field. I feel better about this process instead of I'm just feeding one and the rest of those poor suckers I'm stealing berries from.
Yeah, the little drink animation or meal animation they added was very cute. They added that with Lapis.
It feels very Neko Atsume.
There was a couple updates that happened. They added that new animation. They made the fan speed faster when you're fanning. Well, the fan speed does not increase your lucky chance. Just still putting it out there.
The fan that does nothing. I still hit it though because I like making it jitter.
I still hit it as well. They increased the bonus for each island, so you could only go up to 50% bonus, but now with Lapis, I believe you can go up to 55% for each. That's not any of the news because that was just stuff they did with the update. Pokemon Sleep gets updated more than Scarlet and Violet, which is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They did add Stuffle, Ralts, and Dratini, and so there's one more week of that before they permanently move to Lapis for good. But I went to Green Grass because I didn't have Lapis unlocked. I need 15 more Pokemon for Lapis at this point. But after. So when you're listening to this, there should be one more week of the Lapis event. I don't know why they decided the Lapis event was like 2 weeks long. Like, I'm not complaining. It's like cool because, like, yeah, sure, give me.
They may be learning that people play more when there is an event happening. It seems like right now they're trying to keep a constant event happening, kind of like Go.
I wonder if they knew that like there was a big subset of people that were very close to Lapis. So this event for week 1 was like, okay, you can finish off. You need like 4 more. Then the next week you'll be able to go to Lapis. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many people are like my highest level Pokemon, I think, is like 38. I guess I could probably bring them up to like 46, but there's really not a point because it's not 50 yet. I don't know. When I give Pokemon rare candy, I like to give it candy to the point where it gets something.
Yeah,
So
where it gets like another skill or
30.
another unlock.
Yeah, I don't know if that's optimal or not. But anyways, Valentine's Day event. Monday, the 12th. This might seem like one of the better events they've ever done. One of the best events, we could say.
It's a little young to say best. It's been, what, like a half a year?
It's been more than half a year.
I just got charged my $50 this morning, Greg, for another 6 months of this game.
How much?
It's $10 a month, but if you do all 6 months, you save $10.
We've talked about that.
I know. I just don't understand why. For $12.95 a month, you can get a full MMO that has a ton of content in it.
Can I give them Azumarill donuts, though? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, you can give certain things donuts because you know there's farming in Final Fantasy 14 now.
That's
so.
true. There's fishing, too.
There's fishing, there's farming, there's sleeping. I have a house now.
Valentine's Day will be a week long. Snorlax will be set to dessert and drinks for the entire time, and the dish value will be multiplied by 1.5 the entire week. The multiplier for Extra Tasty will be different depending on the day. On Sunday, Extra Tasty will be 4 times as much strength. The other days, it will give you 3 times. So I think how people figured it out was it's the critical hit to get like the Extra Tasty. It's 10% Monday through Saturday, and then on Sunday, it's 30%. I believe that's how it works. For me, it's 0% constantly.
Yep, same. I get it once every 2 weeks. Maybe.
How are you both so into this game and so bad at this game? I have
I even give this game money. I feel like I should have an increase.
Tasty all the time. I think it knows that I don't care. It's like a cat knows the person that does not want it will come over. Sleep is like, this person does not care. Make it happen. Make it rain over there. Try to gain interest. And I'm like, I hit the button and look at my pretty people friends walking around. They're shiny.
Like, if we keep giving critical hit, maybe Greg will check the store out more often.
I forget the store exists.
They do a really good daily free item now, though.
Yeah, I know, but I forget. I'm like,
oh my gosh, the item is good. It's usually
like in there. Well, whatever.
The only I feel like the bad thing that you get in the item is the pillow. I never use the pillow because I always have Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff is already keeping everyone healthy.
Fair.
My S rank Wigglytuff that the calculator said. Okay, so
have you used the seeds to get it to the S rank?
Yeah. Because right. I'm in the premium store, so I get the
so you can buy them.
Buy them with my points.
I just do S rank sleep.
I've gotten S rank sleep before once I switched to my new method of sleeping.
Cheating?
Okay. It's not cheating. It's just telling it. Just telling it I'm going to bed at 3 a.m. whether I'm going to bed or not. I am the bed. I'm just not sleeping. Okay, so Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Pinsir, Chikorita, and Absol will be boosted, more likely to appear during this event. Also, they are saying that Shiny Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Pinsir, Chikorita, Absol will be boosted. I don't know what the boost is, but We've had this before for the Pikachus, and there was something else that was boosted at one point. There will be limited time missions. You can get up to 10 Poke Biscuits by doing the missions. There will be 2 new desserts and drinks added. And there were some new desserts. There were some new meals added with Lapis because they added corn. So I think like one of the desserts is like popcorn or something. But I think only Stuffle has corn.
Ooh,
no,
I got a Stuffle.
Dratini can have corn.
Okay. I think for sure Stuffle starts with corn.
Yes, Stuffle is all corn.
All corn. You can go to any area for the shiny boosted event or the desserts or the drinks. I will say off the top of my head, all of these Pokemon appear on green grass. So that's probably your best bet. You could go to the beach, but you won't see Absol or Bulbasaur at all at the beach. And just don't go to Top Hollow. I know I personally hate Top Hollow, but I think out of all of these Pokemon, only Jigglypuff spawns at Top Hollow. So I don't know why you would consider that.
It is the worst choice unless you really want the Jigglypuffs.
Yeah. And then for the Snowdrop, I think that would be everything but no Bulbasaur or Chikorita on Snowdrop.
Not Pinsir either. It would just be Slowpoke, Jigglypuff, and Absol.
And then for Lapis, I know Lapis is for sure Bulbasaur and for sure Chikorita, but I don't think Absol is there. And I don't think Jigglypuff is there.
Jigglypuff is there. Sorry, I have an infographic up.
On the thing, it's
was that that bad infographic?
I'm reading it in the
it is the press release. I didn't see that.
Like,
dang, I was doing pretty good off the top of my head, honestly.
You were doing pretty good. You were remembering almost all of them.
I was doing pretty good at the top of my head. No, there's I think I know what infographic you're looking at, and it's really bad because they decided to shiny some of them and not. Yeah. And then in the comments they were like, oh, like all the comments were like, oh, so the shiny odds for this is here, and they're like, no, I just decided some were shiny and some were not. It's like, that's not a good infographic. You can't just decide to make artistic choices.
Sometimes you want style over substance.
Lapis is Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Chikorita.
Yes.
I haven't gotten a shiny in like 4 months. And I give this game money. So I have 3 shinies in the entire game.
In the last 3 weeks alone, I got a shiny Togepi and a shiny Ghastly. I'm telling you, you two, for loving this game so much, you are bad at it. You are bad at this game.
I have 10 shinies. Don't tell me 10. Yeah. I got a shiny Pichu this week and a Pikachu
just gave
recently.
It another $50.
I will say,
to be fair, I kind of forgot about the subscription until this morning when I checked my email.
The subscription does make a difference. And this event, this Valentine's Day event, is doing what I want, being able to let people plan their teams out ahead of time, because you know that the meal is going to be desserts, and you know on most of the islands what the berries are going to be. So unless you're going to Greengrass, which I probably will because I'm not a high enough level for Snowdrop to be comfortable, you can plan out your team far ahead of time for this event. And I think it's very exciting.
Also, I don't know if your luck is better. Like maybe if you really wanted an Absol and you're like, I'm going to go to Snowdrop because it's either Snowdrop or Greengrass. But I'm still assuming you have to be pretty high level to get the Absol to appear anyways. Like we saw this with the Eevee event. Oh yeah, that was the other shiny boosted out was the Eevee. Like Vaporeon wasn't appearing on the beach until you were like Master 4. So like there were a lot of people that were like, oh, I never saw a Vaporeon, and it was like, yeah, because you were Ultra 5, which like is whatever. That might be what you have. But if you were going to that event being like, oh, I want Vaporeon, when you just didn't have a good enough team, then you wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, too low a level, just stick to Greengrass.
This event seems cool. It's kind of crazy to go from 2 weeks of Lapis event to now a brand new week of Sleep. So excited. I think that's the week that is the week I'm traveling to LA.
It's the Valentine's event. So yeah.
So I think I have to change my bedtime because 3 a.m. LA is like 5 a.m. So I have to change it. Because I'm probably not going to... If I'm going to bed at 3 a.m. every night when I'm in LA, then I'm starting off real bad when it comes to walking around Pogo, because I think that event starts at 10 a.m. or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to change the bedtime. Okay. Our sleep segment is... We'll check back in next week for sleep. Let's talk about Pokemon Go, and then we'll take a break. Enamorous. Actually, this is really funny because we talked about last week how the only way to get Enamorous is to spend $60 and then transfer it into Scarlet and Violet.
And play a whole lot of that game.
Yeah, and play
That's a good game, though.
It is.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I've only played through it once and a half, so I'd actually be curious 2 years later. Because now that game is 2 years old, which is wild that game is 2 years old. I wonder how that game feels 2 years later, because I haven't touched it in a long time. Anyways, Enamorous is coming to Pokemon Go. It's coming in Elite Raids, which the last Elite Raid, this cat is... Get out of here. This...
Poor cat.
The last Elite Raids were Regidrago and Regieleki, if I remember. And then before that was Hoopa. And Regidrago and Regieleki eventually moved into normal 5-star raids, if I remember correctly. At some point they did. So Enamorous is coming. It's debuting on Valentine's Day. Elite raids are what replaced EX raids, even though EX raids, EX gyms still exist in the game. Like at Mall of America, you can like see which gyms are EX, even though
I think that they have taken some of the things in the game for EX raids out, though. I think that the EX raid passes no longer exist in the game's code anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish Mall of America would get elite raids because for some reason they don't.
They're not a park.
They're not a park. That's right.
Hey,
That's true.
At least you could go to a park in Minnesota right now, and I mean it's shorts weather. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is.
It's shorts weather right now, and it's supposed to be 50 on Tuesday. So like we're changing the tune. We can go to a park and be like, I'm outside in February for the first time in 7 months.
Well, the Enamorous raids are on Valentine's Day, so it's a week from now, and who knows what the weather will be doing. A week and a half.
So yes, Enamorous will be set at 4 times on Valentine's Day on Wednesday. So it'll appear at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. Where local time, wherever you are. And then when you defeat Enamorous, certain Pokemon will spawn around that gym for 30 minutes. I think they did this for Hoopa, but they did not do this for Eleki and Drago, which was confusing because people were like, oh, I didn't get any spawns. I can't remember what the bonus for Eleki was. Because like
I feel like
Hoopa
they did do this for the Reggies.
No, because Hoopa had a chance for like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres to spawn with the other spawns.
Oh, you're thinking of super special spawns around it. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah,
they didn't do that for the Reggies, but
yes.
What's spawning around Enamorous is also not Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres.
Yes, it's not as good as that. It's just a bunch of fairy Pokemon and a Tailo.
Fairy and flying.
So you get Clefairy, Jigglypuff, Snubbull, Tailo, Woobat, Emolga, Rufflet, Fletchling, Spritzy, and Swirlix. All of those can be shiny except for Emolga.
Get wrecked, Emolga.
And you'll see 24 hours ahead of time where the eggs are hatching, unless that breaks. So put a big asterisk right there.
It's been a while. It's been a while since they did Elite Raid. Things could have broken since then for sure. There have been a lot of updates.
Once the egg hatches, the boss will be available for 30 minutes. No remote raid passes. Got to be in person. I'm sure if you miss this, it will come back. They did Hoopa twice, maybe even 3 times. They did Regieleki, Regidrago once or twice, and then they put them in 5 stars at a certain point. So that was, I don't know, the 3rd time. So I think it's cute that the Pokemon that is pink with hearts on its snake around its neck and a heart on its horns is debuting on Valentine's Day. I think that is thematic. I understand the complaints that it's during a work day. But if I'm here's my soapbox that I'm gonna stand on. Ever since I was like 14 years old and I was in my first relationship, everyone, your friends, your peers, your teachers, your parents said that Valentine's Day was a garbage holiday and it was a corporate holiday and it was just to sell gift cards and to get you to go out to dinner to buy overpriced meals. So I don't want to hear people complaining that it's ruining your overpriced Valentine's Day dinner. It's not that big of a deal. Go to dinner on Friday.
Valentine's Day is a good holiday, and I will stand up for it.
It's a corporate holiday.
It is important to be able to tell people you care about them.
I tell Greg I care about him every night before bed.
You do not. You send me, I hope you die in your sleep.
I sent you that good dog TikTok, and I know you laughed.
Yeah, but I don't get those at night. I get those in the morning.
Well, I'm sending them to you at night.
Yeah, I'm sending them at 2 a.m. when I am dead to the world. I am not one that I like the idea of Valentine's Day, although again, much like New Year's resolutions, you should be telling people that you care about them a lot more than one specific part set aside day. Like, it should be more normalized in that. The thing I don't like about Valentine's Day are people's judgments around what should happen and how you should be on Valentine's Day. There are judgments if you have a partner and you're not doing something. There is judgments if you're single. There is judgments if you don't celebrate the holiday. Like, there's so much weirdness around how people treat Valentine's Day and how people treat other people around Valentine's Day that I don't care about it. Like, my husband and I specifically do not count Valentine's Day, although that was technically our first date. It was a group date, so it doesn't count. I would have Valentine's Day date with 7 people at that point. It was the first time we went and hung out together. So we don't count it because it was a group date. But there's just a lot of garbage judgments around Valentine's Day that I don't care for.
I don't think I've ever had, maybe at some point, maybe like 10 years ago, I had dinner on Valentine's Day, but like now it's like, oh, like, let's go out for Valentine's Day dinner, but let's do it like 5 days later.
Yeah, let's do it when it's convenient, and not on a Wednesday.
Maybe when it costs slightly less. I don't know.
Although when the White Castle was doing the Valentine's Day dine-in, make reservations.
Did you see the IKEA one, Greg?
I saw it. Yes.
Greg, can we go to White Castle for Valentine's Day?
I mean,
you mean IKEA?
Or IKEA, whichever one. I think both of those sound awesome.
It's on a Wednesday.
I know. I'm flying on Wednesday. That's what I leave for LA. So I'll be the plane.
It's on a Wednesday.
Also, I don't think our IKEA is doing the Valentine's Day dinner.
No, but well, are they? I don't know. Anyways, I had to listen to a whole spiel about how there's a pop-up IKEA coming to Roseville from my mother-in-law today, and I'm so done with talking about IKEA.
Oh, I thought there was more there. Okay.
Nah.
I will also stand on my soapbox once again, and I will say I like elite raids a lot. I like looking at Campfire, knowing where they're going to be, which is usually the one park that we go to, Greg. I don't remember what it's called. The park in the park that we went to do Go Fest that one time.
Centennial?
Yeah. I liked EX raids. I liked being like, oh, at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 1 o'clock. The 1 o'clock actually works better for me. That you can go here. Other people will also know to go up here. You just do it. You don't talk to anyone. You leave. Now, I do know that like when I'm at All America, again, privileged, very beneficial, best place, indoor place to play, that 9 times out of 10, I can jump in any raid and we'll fill up.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, before I moved here, when I was in Milwaukee, it was like, oh, there's an EX raid at this park at this time. Show up. People are there. We do it. We leave. It's great. I love it. I think it's great. I also work technically second and a half shift or whatever. Like I work like 6 p.m. to, well, second shift is what? 12 to 8. And then third shift is.
Yeah. Is second shift 12 to 8? I thought it was 1 to 9.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it is 1 to 9. And then third shift is what? Like 10 to 6.
Yeah. Oh boy. Not according to Indeed.
Oh, did the corporate overlords change it?
This is the weirdest thing I've ever read. Second shift hours are 5 p.m. to 1 a.m.
I don't think that's right.
And then it says, okay, so it says first shift is 9 to 5.
Sure.
Second shift is 5 to 1, and third shift is midnight to 8 a.m. That doesn't sound right, but I mean,
it's like slightly kind of okay.
Feels like it's pushed back too far. Whatever.
Anyways, anytime
this one says 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is all made up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Anytime elite or raids get announced, there's this wave of people who work 9 to 5 that get so upset that there are slots at lunchtime. When there are times afterwards too. Like it's not only lunchtime. Also, some people do go on their lunch. Mm-hmm. Like when I worked at 9 to 5, I left the office. I was like, I'm not going to be here. I'm going somewhere.
I do miss working downtown because on these, there was a group of people who were playing for their kids. Wink.
Gosh, that makes me more upset than the Valentine's Day people.
Who were always out. So you could go walk around the Skyways at lunch, and then there would just be a group of people who were playing for their kids. Wink. And then you could just find a group. Although at the heyday, there was a couple of people that were super annoying about it because they would be like, we're dividing up my team and instinct over here. And
back when they did that. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not doing that.
That was so annoying.
Say, they have changed the times a little bit for these elite raids. The other ones were on weekends, and I don't think there was a 6 p.m. one before, but there is now.
Wasn't there 3 of them?
Yeah, there was 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is better.
Yes, now there is a 6 p.m. one that is solidly outside of the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Let's be real, it's 8 to 5. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was going to say it is technically 8 to 5.
Yeah, plus commute time.
Yeah. If I was going into the office, I would be close to Centennial Park and I would go, but I'm not. So I'm not going.
I think if I wasn't traveling, I would probably hit up all 4 just because I think Enamorous is cool and I would like to have more than just one without playing Legends again. But I guess this is free minus the gas and the time, but going through all of Legends to get another Enamorous is a lot more work.
Oh yeah.
But I'm sure this will come back again. Obviously, to me, it's not like I sometimes think that people like think Niantic is like trying to screw us over. Like oh my gosh, well I work during the week. I can't go this, and it's like they're just putting the Pokemon with a bunch of hearts on it to debut on Valentine's Day. I don't think it's that malicious. I think if anything, it's just trying to be like cute. Like I think Enamorous will come back, and it will probably come back on like a Saturday or a Sunday. So it's really not that big of a deal. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I understand there's like a fear of missing out. If I wasn't flying, I would probably do as many as I could, but it's whatever.
And when it comes back, it will probably be in normal raids, because the only elite raids they have repeated were the Regidragos, because those broke badly. And then they broke the second time too. That's why they came back in normal raids.
Yeah. Well, the real news is an Amorous going to break or not?
Yes. Apparently, you could speed run Arceus in 4 hours.
That's yeah. If you know the route.
Well, I mean, there's 4-hour raids, 4 hours to play Arceus. I think it's a equal.
Oh, that would be a good Valentine's Day. Get your significant other, sit in the car, waiting for the elite raid to start as you play Arceus.
As you play Arceus, as you speed run Arceus.
Another small event is Pokemon GO's Carnival of Love is going to debut Shiny Oricorio. That will be Tuesday, February 13th to Thursday, February 15th. You will get increased XL candy walking with your buddy. Furfru will be able to be the heart trim Furfru if you have one of those. There's the pom-poms are not moving, so America still has, or sorry, the Oricorios are not moving. America will still have pom-pom form. And then Flabebe will appear as well, or more frequently, I guess, technically. So you have Snubble, Skitty, Lovedisk, Flabebe, depending on your region, Furfru, Oricorio, depending on your region, Stuffle, and Quaxley.
Leaning into the Carnival part there a little bit.
Okay.
They're leaning into that one real hard.
And then if you're lucky, Roselia and then white and orange Flabebe will appear more often. And then field research will be Snubble, Roselia, Clamperl, Lovedisk, Furfru, Stuffle, and then Spinda with a heart pattern is coming back. There will be a Carnival Collection Challenge, which at this point just says Rose Raid. That's not really a collection challenge. It's just evolving a Roselia.
Hey, that's tough.
It says it results in an encounter with a Rose Raid.
Oh, okay. I thought normally they lay out the collection challenge on Niantic's website, and they're like, "This is what you have to collect." Maybe I'm misremembering that. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, and that was never a thing. There's a new avatar item, which is a love disc. What? What's that? I can't say that word.
Tambourine. Good heavens.
And it's a pose. You're just dancing around with the tambourine.
Okay.
It's shaped like a heart.
If you're in Brazil, trainers in Brazil will have a exclusive way to earn twice the amount of XP, but they didn't say how.
Twice the amount of XP for catching Pokemon during the event.
I'm assuming that's going to start the same time and end the same time. That's just okay.
Yes, it goes along with the Brazilian Carnival. That is the Carnival part of this event.
Got it. And then for $1, you will get timed research featuring Stardust XP, 2 incense, 5 encounters. Ooh, 5 encounters of the heart spinner. That's actually kind of cool. That's it. That's what it's saying for that. It's timed research. That means if you don't do it, you spent $1 for no spindas.
Honestly, this may be one of the ones that I think may be worth it. The Spinda with a heart pattern is extra cool because when it's shiny, it's a broken heart pattern. And not enough people know that. Yeah,
it is.
Dang, that's
really
super
cool.
Okay, last soapbox of the whole episode. I spent $5.
Such a not true statement.
I bought with my own money. I bought the Team Rocket $5 thing for the pose. This is my fault. My bad. I didn't know I had to battle 40 Team Rocket trainers to get that pose. And let me tell you, that was the most miserable experience of my life because I waited till the last day And I was like on step 1 of 4, and I was like, oh, you'll probably get the pose at the end of step 3, and then the 4th step will probably just be like redeem your like candy rewards, whatever. And so I did 3 trainers at home because the balloons are more frequent, and then I was like, I'll just go to Mall of America and I'll just do I'll find trainers there. And I did 2 more, and then the next step was battle 5 more trainers. I was like, okay, cool, did that. Then the next step was battle 10 trainers, and I really debated. I was like, do I just go home? I don't want to do another 10 trainers. And I was like, but it's timed research. It's not like do 30 trainers the next year and you'll eventually get your pose, which would have been fine. But it was like, if I don't get this done in 8 hours, I've spent $5 on nothing. It's the worst. And so I did another 10 trainers, and I was like, cool. The next step 4 is going to be, here's your item, here's your Pokemon spawn, here's your experience. Nope, it was battle another 10 trainers.
So lesson learned.
Lesson learned. I should have checked Leak Duck before I spent $5.
Yes,
correct.
What quest is that? In what universe was Niantic was like, this is fun?
In the universe that it thinks battling Team Rocket 7 years later is still fun and not it actively makes me not want to go to a stop. If I see a rocket, I'm like, I'm going the other way. I don't want to even accidentally touch it and have to sit through the dialogue.
If Niantic was like, give us $5 and you can turn off Team Rocket for a week, I would.
I know you're not the only one.
Like, just make them disappear for a period of time. This is okay. So in the carnival thing, it was like it's probably gonna be $5, get the tambourine pose. Yes, please. Like, I would give you more money not to battle Team Rocket. I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought the quest line was gonna be
Can you just buy the Team Rocket pose now? I haven't checked since the event.
Yeah, I am unsure if you could just buy the pose, but
it would be the same $5 just without doing any of those Team Rocket battles.
It was the worst. If there was, I know sometimes in like Final Fantasy or like Pokemon Unite, you can just like spend money to accelerate like the thing. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Here's like $5. Just finish it for me. If that was an option for this Team Rocket event, I would have done it. It took, and I don't know how people would, like, if you waited last minute and you didn't know, like me, which again, when I say that, I think of like a casual player. I think of somebody who's like a little bit busy, maybe doesn't live in a big city, definitely doesn't have Mall America. If you spend $5 and then the task is battle 30 Team Rocket, and you were only doing like maybe 3 or 4 a day, and then you got to the last day, I don't know what you're doing to, like, yes,
you're
spawns have more rockets, but like,
and it looks like the pose is not purchasable at this point. So yeah,
okay.
It's just from
it's
that
just
ticket.
Still a lot of work for something that will eventually disappear if you don't finish it. Again, I think the instant way to fix that entire quest is there's no expiration date. You spent the $5, do your 30 rockets however you want. At the end, the pose is waiting for you. This limited pose thing that Niantic keeps doing or limited pose, this limited time event thing,
the paid timed research is awful.
The worst. It's terrible. And they could fix this just by doing a monthly pass. And for like $10 a month, you get the egg incubator, you get the thing. If you do it, cool. If not, no big deal, because this is what other, like Final Fantasy does this as well. Like, hey, there's an event this weekend. It's part of your $15 membership. If you miss it, no big deal, but you didn't pay extra for it.
Yep.
Just do it. But for the record, I've given Niantic this feedback multiple times. And I've seen other people also give Niantic this feedback. This limited time quest thing is not good.
It's garbage.
Okay. Speaking of well, I guess technically Unite's not a mobile game. But speaking of games that also you can give money. Well, I guess it is a mobile game, but also on Switch.
It's on my phone.
It's on your phone, but you can give it money. Speaking of games you can give money, we're going to talk about Unite when we come back, and then we'll talk about the Smeargle bug, and then we'll talk about me giving Pokemon more money because of this wand company thing. All right. We will be right back. And we are back from our break. we have some Unite news. Quite a bit, I think. This is off the French Sports Illustrated, I think. Italian Sports Illustrated. I don't know. I didn't read them because their site's littered with ads here. So there is what's called the Unite test server. So I don't really know if this is spoilers, but if you follow any Unite news, then you know that the Unite server exists, and then you know Pokemon Go up on there, and technically the Unite server is official. So we're covering what other people have covered, but there are 3 new Pokemon.
I will put an asterisk by some of these because we need to talk about them. These initial reports are not 100% true.
Okay. So we're supposed to have 3 new Pokemon: Miraidon, Phalanx, and Ceruledge.
So first asterisk
seen though.
Only Miraidon and Phalanx are on the test server. Ceruledge has been found as a placeholder, but it has no moves. Everything about it is a placeholder. So people are assuming, and that it's fairly a safe assumption, that it will be coming at some point, but it is not on the test server. You cannot play Ceruledge right now. It doesn't have anything associated with it. It doesn't even have its proper moves. All the moves that are listed are placeholders from other Pokemon. So the 2 that you can see that we are sure of because they're being tested on the test server are Miraidon and Phalanx.
Miraidon's going to be EX license.
Yep.
Which is not surprising. It's supposed to be an attacker. People are, well, we've heard rumors of Miraidon a couple months ago, so that's not super surprising. And people were saying that it was probably going to come out around Pokemon Day. Mm-hmm. Ironically, that's in like 24 days from now, so that kind of makes sense. And then people were also speculating that Miraidon was going to be free on Pokemon Day. Free, I'm assuming, is like, do this quest line, and at the end of the quest line, you get it.
Much like a lot of the EX licenses, it is fairly safe to say that this will be another board game, collect puzzle pieces type deal to get it for free. Again, you can pay to complete the puzzle and not have to do it all and get it. Like they are always offering these things for you to pay gems for, but probably there will be a free way to get this.
If Niantic was like, here's $1, you can skip Team Rocket. Thank you, I'm in. Here's the money. Let me move on. That's saying what Miraidon can do here. Greg can correct me. It can create electric terrain and weaken goal zones, fire attacks from a range, and use auto-seeking AoE attacks. It can drift into enemies with Electro Drift, and it can use Eos energy to boost the effects of electric terrain.
Yes. We don't really know what weaken goal zones means yet.
I saw a video of it, and the person like commenting was like, I don't know what that's doing.
We can't tell. We think it makes you harder to interrupt. Does it? You can't tell. It's incredibly difficult to tell from the test server what it's doing. It creates an electric terrain and something happens while you're in it. What that is, we don't know. When it says fire attacks from range, it's got Thunderbolt and Thunder. Auto-seeking AoE attacks. So its Thunder move is like Delphox's spinning fire spin.
So it follows.
So it follows, but it's shooting lightning down, and then it will, unlike Delphox's thing, which it does follow a bit better. This one seems to really like focus and hone in on one. At least the West server, it's much better at finding a target and going straight at it. That'll probably get changed. Electro Drift is its big thing. It can zip across, much like a lot of electric ones have a jump and can jump back thing. It just shoots across in a ball. And again, we don't know. Nobody can tell what electro terrain does. So it's like, I guess you can boost it. We don't know why you would.
But it would be similar to Zacian of like, you can use your own Eos energy to do something.
Yeah, so Zacian creates a zone, and you can pump it with Eos energy, and then when the zone goes off, the more Eos energy you put into it, the more it will damage things. This says weaken goals, so we don't know if you're pumping it in to make it so that you can score almost instantly. Like, we just don't know what this electric train and weaken goals does. I've watched a lot of videos, and everybody's like, I can't tell that anything's different. I don't know what it's doing.
The ground is different.
The ground looks different. This is also public test server, so things may not be working as intended. So the videos we have, it just might not be working yet. Like, they may have put it and realize, oh, it doesn't do what we wanted to do, and it'll get fixed. So who knows what it's going to do.
The next Pokemon is Phalanx.
Yep.
Which I don't know how I could describe on this audio show how cool Phalanx is in motion.
It's
maybe Greg.
So cool. So unlike you just sort of expect it to always stay in a line because that's how it is in game. But in Unite, it is able to break up into its individual pieces and take formations. One of its moves allows you to just send members out like bombs, and they just stay there and attacking things that come close, and then you can suck them back to yourself. It does turn into a Beyblade for its Unite.
Yeah.
So it does let itself
Let
rip.
it rip.
It lets itself rip. It turns into a big circle thing with them running around. It's funny how unique they have made Phalanx design that nobody is even really caring about Miraidon. They're like, whatever, it's just another EX.
Yeah, Miraidon
This
looks
thing is
so
so
lame.
cool.
They messed up. Phalanx
did.
for Pokemon Day.
Yeah. I mean, it also looks very broken on the public test server. So again, what you're seeing is public test. The numbers are not going to stay that way. But the basics of what it does are solid. Like, those are going to be its moves. It can change its formation. When it changes its formation, the moves get shorter but do more damage. There's a lot of interplay with how the moves that you pick and how Phalanx plays. So it is going to probably be a higher skill Pokemon to use. Just because, I'm going to be real, you can just mash buttons in Unite and get pretty far. But if you want to play these really, really well, you're going to need to learn how and when to change these things around.
Okay, so I'm going to read the press release, and then I'm going to correct the press release. Shiny Pokemon have made their way into Pokemon Unite via an in-game item that you have to pay. Paid cosmetics are no surprise in a live service game, but fans are upset that the data miners say that the Shiny Spray has additional stats: 50 HP, 5 attack, 8 special attack. These stats are remarkably low. Blah, 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 blah. I have official word from the Pokemon Company here. We have confirmed that the glitter spray item is not intended to have stats attached to it. The text string is incorrect. This effect is cosmetic only. So there you go.
It's called glitter spray. So what it seems to do is just add a glitter effect and not change your Pokemon's color. So people are saying it is a shiny treatment. That does not seem to be the case. It seems to add a glitter sparkle around you.
The Unite clickbaiters are hard.
Yeah, without actually making you shiny colored.
Yeah, the amount of shinies are coming to Pokemon Unite clickbait I saw on YouTube in the last 3 days.
There is for sure one shiny coming to Pokemon Unite.
Yes. To celebrate Pokemon Day, it looks like the anime shiny Rayquaza will be appearing in the center.
Yes. Word is out if the bonus boost is going to change in its shiny form. So what it gives you for a shield is going to be different. Some people say, oh, it gives you different bonuses. I've not seen that actually confirmed. So we just know that the shiny model is in game because of Horizons. And that is the only official shiny anything that we have for Unite.
I'm still betting. I'm still betting that Shiny Rayquaza is coming to Scarlet and Violet in a 7-star raid.
Yeah, probably.
Like this only solidifies it more.
Yeah.
Or they're doing it here and not there because they're not doing the shiny raids there for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I think the Shiny Rayquaza appears in the second episode of the anime, right?
Yeah. People
Real
are saying
early
it's a
on.
recurring character.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what that means. I can't watch it here, even though it's in
Right?
English. I still can't watch it.
Soon.
Yeah, they had to delay it. They had to, the English was complicated to figure out.
I mean, they had to get rid of the horrible English accents to give them American accents.
Apparently, there's also a new dragon-only game mode coming for the 6 dragons in the game.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's very similar to the Eevee.
It's probably similar to the Eevee to the Pikachu thing. Is probably
for New Year.
Yeah, it's
For
because
Lunar New
Lunar
Year.
New Year.
Yeah, for Lunar New Year.
And probably the middle boss will be Regidrago.
Oh, yes, because Regidrago was found. Phalanx is also supposed to be an all-arounder for the record.
Yes. Again, these they're getting real loose with what those terms mean. Because they're just labeling lots of things all around her, and you're like, but it plays like a speedster, but it's an all.
It's weird that Miraidon wasn't a speedster.
I mean, Miraidon's an attacker, so
I know, but Miraidon zoom fast.
Yeah, it will probably actually play like a speedster, even though it's called an attacker.
I don't know. All right. Well, speaking of Scarlet and Violet, there was the 7-star Ice Empoleon that happened. My assumption is they're going in order of the Elite Four because Crispin had a Blaziken, Amorous had an Empoleon. The next one should be Primarina, and then after that should be Sceptile, which will be our 7-star Dragon raid because there's no way that Sceptile isn't Dragon type. You see how many Dragon type moves that Pokemon gets?
Especially if they're going with the Elite Four from Blueberry. It has to be Dragon.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Lacey would be, Primarina would be next. Crazy, actually, the 7-star raid's just Lacey. She's just standing there, and you have to battle her. Although I could see them putting a pause on that to do 7-star Shiny Rayquaza or to be Blastoise and Venusaur because they love to do Blastoise and Venusaur anytime there's like a celebration of Pokemon. And they've already used Charizard.
They've already used Charizard.
we already used our Charizard card. The 3.0.1 update was released in January 31st. They did it. They said mid to late January for most countries.
Many, maybe not most.
It's here. What did they? It was a big update too. It was like 3 gigs. So if a player used an item to level up Inkay to 29 or lower, very specific, the game would stop responding to button input. That bug has been fixed. Some materials to craft TM223 Metal Sound were previously dropped by only one Pokemon in only one version of the game. That's because one has Shieldon, the other has Cranidos. That issue has been resolved. They just removed Shieldon claws altogether to make Metal Sound. They didn't fix the drops. They just made it easier to make Metal Sound in both games. So sure, whatever. After you install the item printer in the League Club room, which can only be once, apparently there was a way that you could get stuck between the item printer and the wall. And that bug has been fixed. Not sure how that happens. That's cool. The effects of Dragon Cheer. That's where if you use Dragon Cheer and you switch out and you switch back in, you would still have Dragon Cheer. That's not supposed to happen. That has been fixed. And another really specific bug is with Calyrex. So Calyrex can only learn certain moves when it's riding Glastrier or Spectrier. But then when you removed it from the horses, it would still know those moves, which it shouldn't. And then when you put it back on the horse, it didn't know those moves anymore. So you'd have to reteach them. And so all of that has been everything there has been fixed.
Whoops.
I think a really good example, because people have probably used Zacian more than they've used Calyrex, is if you want to get Behemoth Blade, you just have to have any steel type move. So most people just do Iron Head, and then when you give it the sword, it changes it to Behemoth Blade, and then when you remove the sword, it goes back to Iron Head. So that would be kind of cool if you removed the sword and then it still had Behemoth Blade, because then you could give it a different item, and that would be tight. But yeah, Calyrex has been the thing they didn't mention, but they always say at the end of it, like every company in the world, Niantic, Bungie, Square Enix, they always say like we've fixed other bugs, but they never like go into detail. But that's at the end of every like bug fix is like other bugs have been fixed. They didn't say, but they fixed the Smeargle. So we didn't really talk about it that much because we didn't want to like direct people on how to do it. I'm sure, look, if you want to like duplicate your items in your Pokemon, you probably looked it up on YouTube. But ultimately there was a Smeargle that if you used, I think it was like you transformed into it, you ran away from it, then it kept everything and you could catch it, whatever. I'm really simplifying it. But how they fixed this was that Smeargle can still sketch transform. And then when you switch out the Pokemon you want to switch it to, like Walking Wake or whatever, when it tries to transform on you, it will say transform has failed. So it can still learn it. You can still use it as your Smeargle, but the wild Smeargle cannot transform during the wild battle.
That's one way to fix that, I guess.
Yeah. I thought they were just going to remove the ability to transform.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to have fixed this. That works.
All of these updates seem so simple and so minor, and it's cool that they like fixed it. I'm sure the reason this was delayed was literally because of Smeargle. I'm sure we would have got this update way sooner if the Smeargle thing didn't pop up randomly like 10 days ago.
Would have gotten it actually in January everywhere.
But I don't know why it was 3 gigs. That just seems like a lot. There's no like hidden Kalos in the 3 gigs.
Not that you know of.
So yeah, they fixed it. I know people are still like, are they going to fix the frame rate? I don't think they can, and I'm not saying that because I know how to code. I'm saying that because like other people who work on games say they can't fix it. When they did fix the frame rate the first time, it was them just removing like NPCs from the cities. Like that's how they fixed like 4 of the towns. Was like, oh, there was like 4 extra NPCs just walking around doing nothing. It's just cosmetic to like add to the immersion.
They would have to change some foundational things about the game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And this is why like I don't want an extra DLC, because it wouldn't come with a foundation change.
Nope.
Which is like fine, whatever. That ship has sailed. Like you're either playing Scarlet and Violet or you're not. You're either okay with the frame rate or you hate it, but you're still tolerating it. It sucks. It's not great. But maybe this is the downside to DLC, because if it was Diamond and Pearl to Platinum, they fixed a lot of Platinum.
Yeah, they fixed it. Oh, they fixed it so good in Platinum.
If this was Sun and Moon to Ultra Sun and Moon, they also fixed a lot. Although
they fixed a lot.
To be fair, the 3DS was what, 8 years old, 9 years old at the time Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon came out. They were really pushing that system.
They were pushing it to its limits. I mean, every time they put out a third version, like they fixed stuff with Crystal, they fixed stuff with Emerald, they fixed stuff in every one. I would say in almost every case, I would rather play the third version if I was going to play it again, because they just almost always made it better.
Oh yeah.
Which is so bad that they don't sell as well. Like they would never sell as well. But like I would always be like, I can't wait for the third version because this is gonna be better. And we just don't get that with DLCs anymore. Like,
yeah, they just don't have to deal with that anymore. I guess, even though they should.
They should.
Yeah. No one knows what Pokemon Day is supposed to be. You can just throw a dart at the board and you could just say like any remake, any DLC, and maybe you'll be right on one of them.
So looking forward to Let's Go Legends Arceus.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the remake of Legends Arceus where they increase the frame rate. They add a couple more Pokemon. Ultra Wormholes make their debut again.
Brilliant Diamond Platinum.
Ooh.
Ilka just comes
Glittering
out.
Platinum.
Glittering
Brilliant
Platinum.
Diamond, Shining Pearl, Glittering Platinum.
I take it back. I would love Ilka to just come out with Platinum for
just call it Platinum. Hey, look, we made Platinum.
Hey, we added 2 buttons to the Pokétch.
I will buy that.
We fixed it where the Pokemon just don't randomly disappear and then show up in front of you when they're following. We fixed the Ekans animation. We did it. Okay. The Wand Company, this was just a couple days ago, the Wand Company has announced that they're expanding their Pokeball replica collectible collection. That's a heck of a lot of words. And they're releasing a new line of mini Pokeballs replicas. So they're saying 5 versions of the mini Pokeball replicas are releasing in 2024. And they're saying a full-size Beast Ball replica is coming in October, which I felt like no one reported or talked about the Beast Ball, which is like super exciting for me because I think the Beast Ball is so cool.
I know one person that's incredibly excited about this. So, okay, so the one that I have, the Luxury Ball, what size is that?
That's full size.
Okay.
So
yeah, the mini size is mini. It's great.
Mini. The mini thing also comes with a bunch of things that people weren't talking about, which is cool. So first 5 mini Pokeballs will start launching in February. This makes sense because it'll probably be around Pokemon Day.
Yes,
they're going
they
to start
specifically say it's coming out for Pokemon Day.
Yeah. They're going to say Mini Great Ball, Mini Ultra Ball, Mini Cherish Ball, Mini Premier Ball, and then obviously Mini Pokeball. They're not going to be all releasing at once, so I'm assuming we're getting the Pokeball first. I don't know if it says here. Furthermore, the full-size Pokeball replicas will continue to expand with Beast Ball coming, so I don't think we're getting any more full-size besides just the Beast Ball this year. Trainers can look forward to additional full-size Poke and Mini Balls also in 2025. So they must have just signed another pretty big deal here. Or these must be selling pretty decently where Pokemon is like, yep, continue to make them. With the same display grade, ultra premium precision die cast metal construction as the full-size Pokeball, the mini Pokeball replicas will be equipped with touch and proximity sensing technology. The mini Pokeballs will also come with a new touch-controlled stand with the Pokeball illuminating and a new multicolored glitter ring display. In addition, this is the cool part, each mini Pokeball will also come with its own collectible silver plated token featuring different Pokemon silhouettes, which can be used in an alternative way to display the replica. They didn't say like specifically which Pokemon. I also am unclear if like every Pokeball is coming with different Pokemon plates.
The little coins.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is like a K-pop thing where you got to buy like the same album like 5 times because you want specific like K-pop.
I think
pictures.
It is that kind of thing, but it looks like it may only be a handful of Gen 1 Pokemon just from the ones they have photos of. They have an Eevee, they have a Squirtle. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the starters and Eevee and Gyarados or something like that. Gengar.
It's always Gyarados and Gengar.
It's always Gyarados and Gengar.
Yeah, and then the rest of the press release just talks about the what the wand company is. If you don't know what the wand company is, they started off making like very high end Harry Potter wands for like $150, and then they moved on to like Star Trek. They did like a lot of like Fallout stuff, like the giant thing you put on your arm for Fallout. Obviously now they're making Pokeballs. I think they make a couple other things. I think they're out of I'm pretty sure they're a British company. I don't think they're particularly big. I think they only have like 20 or some employees, but
I feel like they probably should have thought about the wand company a bit more as a company name.
Yeah, because they don't really make those wands anymore. I think they used to make like 9 of them, and I think they only make 1 now.
Yep.
Nice. They should make 0.
Yeah, you're probably correct.
I mean,
you could just have a general standard wand, and lots of places use wands. It doesn't have to be a specific.
Yeah, and they
book
have
that you're following.
They have been like, it is just a magic wand, like wizards use, like in D&D and stuff. Also, composers use it too. Not that other one.
Yeah, I don't think they have Harry Potter on their website anymore.
They do not. I'm there looking around. It's gone.
Good for them. Did you guys see a price on the minis? I'm gonna assume like $50-$60.
Yeah, there's no price stated far, but I've seen speculations of around $50.
Yeah,
so. Half price, like for us, feels like because it's smaller, but no, it's probably going to be like 65. Like they're not going to cut the price in half. They're going to cut the price into like a third. It does still have a real
fancy base to it, and the coin.
They've got a lot going on in there to justify them not selling it at half price.
It's interesting that they decided to keep the touch sensors and the proximity in it. Like I thought they would like get rid of that. I know like touch sensing and like glowing is not like the most advanced technology in the world. I don't know how much space it takes up. The battery inside the Pokeball is from front to back. It's like the circle that you press to open it and back.
Yeah.
They are like, because I post these on like Instagram and TikTok and like my unboxings and stuff, people are always like, oh, they look so cheap. Or a lot of people think they're plastic when they're not.
They are not plastic.
They're hefty.
They are hefty.
Yeah, like like a billiard pool ball. I say pool ball, but I don't want people to think like a beach pool, like
a billiards ball.
Yes, like I looked up the weight of the two, and the Pokeball is like twice the weight of that.
Mm-hmm.
It like if you threw it at a wall, it would put a hole in your wall.
Like if you threw it at a monster to capture it, it would hurt the monster.
It's legitimately a very heavy metal ball. I don't think that justifies the $100 price. I'm not defending that they should be $100. I just understand that like high end, even not even a high end. You just use the word replica and you can get away with charging whatever you want.
Yeah,
but they are nice. They are genuinely
nice.
Are they $100 nice? No, but like you don't need this. You also don't need Funko Pops. You don't need a lot of things. Like it's just I like it because I have a million plastic Pokeballs. I do. I think Pokeballs are cool, but like I got Pokeballs. I got the cheap aluminum Pokeballs you get at Costco with the Pokemon cards in them.
That's the collection I have. The $10 ones, not the $100 ones.
I finally opened my Great Ball back there.
No one needs any of this stuff.
Trainer box I need to do something with.
But it's fine. I think these mini Pokeballs are cool. I'm assuming this is just, going for a cheaper market.
If they are actually somewhat less expensive, I really like the size of them. I'm very tempted by the mini ones. Yeah. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on that.
The question is like, do I ignore them and just commit to the full size?
Yes.
Because I just can't keep. If I buy 5 of these and then they come out with that, I finish the set.
I mean, I will probably purchase the mini luxury ball because I'm only buying luxury balls because I live the luxury life.
Yeah, the most disappointing thing here is we're only getting Beast Ball, although that's a very cool one to get.
Yeah.
No Dream Ball, no Moon Ball.
For audio listeners, Steve just turned around and looked at their shelf.
No Moonball
because you have all of them there.
I do have all of them. Yeah, we're up to 14.
Yeah, we're getting into the real obscure ones at this point.
They need the Strange Ball.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I love the Strange Ball. Not that knockoff Tiffany and Company one. I want the Wand Company, not the Tiffany and Company. They really messed up on their name. They really dropped the ball.
The Wand Company? For sure. Yeah. For sure. They're stuck on that now. I mean, it'd be worse if they called themselves the Ball Company because people would be very confused.
Yeah, you can't really do that. The Replica Company.
That's not good either. That's just it's all bad.
They do Doctor Who as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do sonic screwdrivers.
Nice.
How
many more Pokeballs do we have left? A lot. There's a lot of balls.
A lot. There's a lot of Pokeballs left. Quite a few. A lot of Apricorn balls that never worked in Gen 2.
Are they going to add the Apricorns after that? Get your own Apricorns. Replica Apricorns.
I think the Cherish Ball is probably the coolest one they released. Because it has that cool like indent with the sides on it.
Yeah, the ones that are different shapes that actually have add-ons to them, like the Cherish Ball or the Beast Ball or the Heavy Ball. I think those are some of the cooler ones
they haven't done Heavy Ball
yet. Yeah, but they're doing the Beast Ball, so they're opening possibilities.
Also, they haven't done the other Heavy Ball, which was the worst naming thing in the entire world, where the Heavy Ball in Legends Arceus is not the same, nor does it function the same as the Heavy Ball in the other games.
We need a Jet Ball and a Wing Ball.
Yeah. And then there's the Apricorn Pokeball and Great Ball and Ultra Ball, which there is an Apricorn Pokeball on the Pokemon Center. I think it's $70, $69. But that's not made by the Wand Company. It's also
it's not the same quality.
Yeah, it's made of like a resin polystone, and which is just like plastic and gravel merged together. Then I think it's bigger too. I don't actually know if the Legends Arceus Pokeballs are supposed to be bigger than regular Pokeballs because they're mechanical, but it is bigger than the Wand Company Pokeballs. And the Wand Company Pokeballs are supposed to be accurate size.
And the small ones are supposed to be the size of the Pokeballs when they're shrunken down to fit on your belt.
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. It's for all you cosplayers out there.
Now I need to collect them.
No, you don't.
So cool. Dang, that sounds awesome. Okay, well, that's our show. That's all the news we have for the week. I'm sure there was more news that we missed, but that's our news. So yeah, they fixed it. When Empoleon comes back this upcoming weekend, because it should be gone by the time you listen to this, Blissey will return with Empoleon. This is like the third time they've done this, where the second week they repeat the 7-star raid, Blissey comes back, but like I don't know, no one talks about it or misses it because everyone's so excited there's a new 7-star. So Blissey will return. So if you're low on candy, or you're like, how do I get my Pokemon to level 100, Blissey will be making its debut this weekend. Also, the Global Challenge was happening this weekend, and just here to complain that why do a brand new VGC event when you are also doing a brand new 7-star raid? You could have waited a week and then...
Look, Janine has the schedule, and we are not... She's got a plan. I don't know what that plan is, but she's got one.
Also,
and she's
the same
not
weekend
let
as
go of it
Chansey
now.
Community Day. They're really throwing us under the bus with events here. I think that's it. I'm sure we'll get more announcements as we get closer to Pokemon Day, like this Wand Company thing, but we'll see. I'm still thinking that this Pokemon Day is not going to be the world's best Pokemon Day, but happy to be proven wrong. Fix the frame rate. All right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Hannah. We will be back next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super time to collect the mini Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Effective.
Just choose a lane. Pick one. Pick an identity and save yourself some money. I have clearly chosen. It is the proper way.
Choosing one Pokeball is probably the smartest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choosing all
Just
of
make
them.
it your identity and then get super mad online when somebody says something bad about it. Like America.
America. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.